We are thrilled to be speaking with William Parker. We just heard him go do this amazing solo for bass, which is called Hum Spirituals, and is commissioned with support from George Lewis. And William, thank you so much for being here to play and talk to us.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you so much.
I love the piece. I love that it had a really clear structure. 2 bows, 1 bow, no bows. So it was really beautiful.
Well, this piece comes from a poem I wrote called Notes Turn into Angel Wings and Fly Upward to Commune with Birds. The voices of trees hum spirituals. And it's the idea of, which I've been working on for years, which is to get away from, to disintegrate the fingerboard on my instrument. And not use the fingerboard, but play harmonics and use the fingerboard as little as possible. All my whole career, I've had my bass strings up very high. So it was hard for me to use the fingerboard, but I was playing, you know, free jazz and with no amp. So I developed a certain idea about that. Then also the idea is that I looked at the bass strings as each string was a band of light. And when you send light through a prism, through a prism, you get these colors. And the prism is the bow. And when you bow, you're bowing colors. So I've been working on that for a long time. And so all these ideas in conjunction with the idea of light through trees, light through clouds, and the idea of that the sky is always beautiful, which comes from an image of, it could be in the worst situation in the world. And I had an image of a guy in a battlefield, and he's like just sitting back for a minute, and he looks up at the sky, and it was beautiful. And so it never lets you down, it never faults you. And so the sky is equivalent to what I would say sound or music is. It's always beautiful, and no matter which manifestation it takes.
It was amazing also just to hear how ethereal the bass can be, you know, so when you're playing all those harmonics and looking at this big, deep instrument, you know, and you're hearing this like wispy kind of magical sound. That's just fun, the kind of contrast between what you're looking at and what you're hearing. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, well, you know, the idea that inside the bass is every instrument, every string instrument. And so the biggest instrument has all the instruments, where if you play a violin, you can't get the bass sounds.
You're missing those low notes. Exactly. That G doesn't really like get you. Like,
So,
true.
well, that's kind of the theory, and a lot of theories involved, but they kind of dissolve into when you know, according to the situation that you're playing in, and how you hear music, and you know, and what you feel about it.
I love the prism image. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, and it's I loved when you went back behind the fingerboard on top. You know, the strings between the I don't even know what that's called, and the pegs.
The box.
Up there.
Yeah.
There were so many beautiful.
I'm sure there's a name in Italian for that place. But
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, it's the idea of again using the whole instrument, and as coming from the indigenous people, when they killed an animal, they used the whole animal. They didn't just use part of the animal. So the idea is to use from the top to the bottom, you know, whatever, you know, you feel you can get sound out of. And also, if you work on something every day, you develop a pedagogy for it. You know, if you wanted to play, like, say, keys, I don't have a set of keys here, and every day you would take your keys and you throw them on the floor and you get a sound. Then you throw them that way and you get a sound. Then you say, okay, I'm going to put different keys on here. And you throw them that way. And you worked on that every day for years. And they said, well, what instrument do you play? I play keys. They said, well, you don't play keys. What are you talking about? And then you come out with a whole array of different keys. And then you start to getting together. Who can tell you you're wrong? Who can tell, you know, who can say that's not music? You know, because you worked on it and you developed it. And that's how it is. You know, some people play, I don't know who plays keys, but there's a big openings for that. You know,
well, especially now that you've told them how to do it.
Or a bamboo flute, or wooden flutes, or the theremin, or, you know, whatever instrument you want, you know, as long as you work at it, you can find your voice in it. And and then through there, you know, begin to create.
Fantastic.
William, thank you so much. Always inspiring to hear you play. Always inspiring to talk to you. We're looking forward to the next time, live, hopefully.
Thank you. I always love to bang on a can.
Great.
Well, we love to have you.
We love having you.
Great.
Thank you.
Parker, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.